And fuck you, Saudi Arabia. Nobody's ready for us to have to turn fucking heel. Fucking mindless consumer. I don't know how I could live with myself if I had everything and gave the fans nothing. What a selfish, don't like the language. Better the fucking show is, unless I fucking swear. Mike AD, I'm getting sick of this shit product. Hi. I'm Mike AD. And this is Wrestlemoney. You know, early on in the week, I bet Vince McMahon $200. I took his money and I bet it on the results of the Royal Rumble. And here are the results. I'm still here. I still got a shirt on my back. Oh, but this was not pretty. We'll start out with the pre-show. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev, the guy that just won the title 3 weeks ago. Lana gets on the apron. She gets knocked off. Rusev gets distracted. Shinsuke takes advantage, hits him with a Kinshasa in the back of the head. Nakamura, your US champ again. Shit, that's a $20 I wish I had back. Next match, Buddy Murphy, Akira Tozawa, Hideo Itami, and Kalisto. Fatal 4-way for the Cruiserweight Championship. Buddy Murphy retains. And please, if you can, see the match. I pick up $40 on a $20 bet. He ain't losing the title yet. Next match, the best tag team in the world. The Miz and his hero worship bromance, Shane McMahon. They beat the bar for the SmackDown tag titles. $20 on a $10 bet. Thumbs up. Next match, Ronda Rousey taps out Sasha Banks. $20 bet pays $40 for me. In the end, it looks like there's a respect angle because Sasha needs to turn babyface again because she needs to win the women's tag titles at the next pay-per-view in 3 weeks. So, in the end, it looks like there's a respect angle and she once again gives the 4 horsewomen. We'll see where this leads because it needs to lead somewhere or else why frickin' do it? Up next, Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles. You knew AJ Styles was not going to win this. You were going to figure out how the hell Daniel Bryan was going to retain. And Daniel Bryan did retain. I make $20 on this thing. But how it happens? Eric Rowan, one half of the Bludgeon Brothers. Now it appears it's the Vegan Brothers. He shows up, the referee gets knocked out. He destroys AJ Styles. And he moves in for the pin. I knew something like this would happen. Did not expect this shitty wrestler to come in here. It looks like a whole new extension to the Daniel Bryan character. Up next, we have Asuka. She beats Becky Lynch clean with the cattle mutilation finisher. Holy smoke. I did not expect Becky Lynch to lose clean. I expected Charlotte Flair to interfere and cost her this match. Therefore, I lose $10 on that bet, but I do win the Asuka bet. You know that she's coming out later. Up next, Brock Lesnar. In a match that a lot of people didn't think was going to be competitive, but holy smoke, did Brock Lesnar rumble, tumble, bump like you wouldn't believe for Finn Balor. And this thing was between 8 and 9 minutes long. Couldn't believe it. But this was a really, really good match. In the end, Brock Lesnar taps out Finn Balor. I make $20 on a $10 bet. But I do lose the $5 bet I made on Finn Balor to come out with the demon paint on. There goes my $5. Up next, Becky Lynch wins the Women's Royal Rumble. I predicted this would be a tie between Charlotte and Becky, but she throws out Charlotte, so I lose my $10. Up next, we have Seth Rollins winning the Men's Royal Rumble. I bet $10 on this. It pays off. He's the surrogate for Roman Reigns. It's his brother. Up next, Becky returns in the Royal Rumble, but I bet that she would return as number 30. Unfortunately, she came out to replace number 28 because earlier in the night, Lana was thrown off the apron by Rusev. So she twisted her ankle. You knew something was going to happen. And then she gets her ass beaten by Nia Jax later on in the match. So you know something's going to happen here. And Becky comes out and takes her place. Even though she was the 30th one to get into the ring, she did replace Lana, who was number 28. Can't take credit for that. I lose the bloody money on that. Don't like it, but it's only $5. Next, most eliminations in the Women's Battle Royal, it ended up being Charlotte Flair. With 5, I bet Becky Lynch, who only got 2. The winner of a Royal Rumble gets 2 eliminations. One of them was Charlotte. Let you know the kind of night that she had. She came back, got her ass beaten on the outside for most of the match, ran in, threw Charlotte out, wins the Royal Rumble. Not that we haven't seen something like this before, but Becky wins the Women's Royal Rumble. I am now out. An additional $10. Most eliminations in the Men's Battle Royal is Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman with 4 each. Ties count. So I get the money. That's $20 for me. I also bet Drew McIntyre would get 6 or more eliminations. He did not, unfortunately. Not many people really dominated the eliminations in this particular match. So I lose $10 on that as well. Here's something that I will pat myself on the back a la Barry Horowitz. R-Truth did not come out as number 30. Nia Jax comes out, beats the shit out of him, and then she enters the Men's Royal Rumble after being in the Women's Royal Rumble. She goes in there, she throws out Mustafa Ali before she takes super kicks, 619s, and an RKO before she goes out of the ring. Very, very entertaining. But R-Truth does not show up. I make $20 freaking dollars on this bet. And the final bet, the final 4, ended up being Andrade Cien Almas. We had Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler, who threw out Drew McIntyre, was not freaking pleased, and Braun Strowman. So, I lose on that one. That was a $10 bet that would have paid $80, but I only got 1 out of the 4. Can't take credit for that. So, in the end, I took $200 of Vince McMahon's money, and I leave tonight with $220. I'm only up $20 after all that. What a frickin' downer. But you know what? A betting buddy of mine says the key to success in betting is discipline. So, we're going to be having a lot of fun in 3 weeks at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, where I will cash in. Fuck you, Saudi Arabia. Nobody's ready for us. I have to return fucking deal. Fucking mindless consumers. I don't know how I could live with myself if I had everything and gave the fans nothing. What a selfish. Don't like the language? The better the fucking show is, the less I fucking swear. Sorry, couldn't dig it anymore. I'm like KD and I'm getting sick of this shit product. My ears, delete. And he's gonna run that conga line all the way to the unemployment line. Don't like the selection? Fuck you. It's called opinion. And if anyone has been watching this show, you're in very exclusive company. And based on what was to come for the next 3 hours, the fan base would need the remainder of the week or a bottle of bourbon to get over. This week almost made me give up in disgust.